Hi students, so this lecture for BBA second sem on corporate accounting. In the last class we saw related to the valuation of the shares under that net assets method, and we saw the one problem on that also. Okay, so now see the problem number 2 related to the net assets method. The following is the balance sheet of Sai Limited as at 31st 2015. This is the balance sheet is there. Okay, the equity and the liabilities under that, the share capital and note number 1, which is the 4,80,000. It means what, how it came this 4,80,000, how it came, it is given in the note. Just see in the under this note, under this balance sheet. Okay, so following is the balance sheet. It means note is given the share capital and the 20,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, fully paid rupees 2 lakh. 30,000 equity shares of rupees 10 each, rupees 6 paid 1,80,000. It means what's, out of the 10 only 6 is paid for this 30,000 equity shares. Okay, and the 12% cumulative preference shares rupees 1 lakh. Okay, so and this 12% is nothing but the dividend. Okay, so this 12% is nothing but the dividend cumulative preference shares rupees 1 lakh. The total share capital is rupees 4,80,000. Okay, so reserve and surplus minus 80,000 is given in the note number 2. The following is given, the profit and loss account, it's the debit, which means what's the loss. Okay, 80,000 loss is given. Next, non-current liabilities under that, long-term loan is 90,000 and the current liability is the trade payables rupees 30,000. The total is what, 5,20,000. Okay, so assets under that, non-current assets, first one is a tangible fixed assets rupees 3 lakh, non-current investment rupees 40,000, current assets turnover stock is 60,000, trade receivable means debtor is 1 lakh, and the bank is 20,000. Total is also the 5,20,000. Okay, so this is the balance sheet is given, as well as the other information is given. So current cost of fixed assets is rupees 4,30,000 and that of stock rupees 80,000. It means what, in the balance sheet the fixed assets is rupees 3 lakh, and in the other information the fixed asset is given rupees 4,30,000. It means what, there are two values, and we know the rules. What's the rules? For the calculation of the net assets we have to take the market values. Okay, and market values is what always is given in the other information. Okay, so these other informations values we have to take, the whatever the values are given in the balance sheet, so these values are the book values. Okay, keep in mind book values, and whatever the information is given other information, these are the what's the market values. If it is not given the market values in the other informations, then we have to take as it is in the book values. Okay, from the balance sheet. Now see the current assets, fixed assets, current cost of fixed asset is rupees 4,30,000. Okay, so this value we have to take, as well as this stock 80,000 also we have to take this. Okay, next, investments are realizable at rupees 30,000. Okay, so investment in the balance sheet, investment rupees 40,000 and the other information is given 30,000. Okay, so this 30,000 we have to take because it is the market value. Next, 50% of the debtors are doubtful of recovery. Okay, so the 50% is the related to the debtors. It means in the balance sheet is given is rupees 1 lakh in the, it means book value. So out of that 50% is what's the 50% is the doubtful. Okay, so unable to recover that amount. Okay, it's a doubtful debt, so that's why we have to take only the 50%. Okay, next, the cumulative preference dividend is an arrears for the last 5 years. Calculate the intrinsic value per equity shares of the company by net assets method. Okay, so with the help of this information we have to calculate the value of shares. Okay, so first of all just try to understand the, just you have to, first of all you have to ascertain the value of net assets. Okay, so now see, first of all each assets we have to take. The tangible fixed assets in the balance sheet is given 3 lakh, but we have to take 4,30,000. Next, investment is given in the balance sheet 40,000, but we have to take as a 30,000 because market value is 30,000. Next, stock is 60,000 is given in the balance sheet, but we have to take stock as a 80,000 market values. And next, debtors is given in the balance sheet is rupees 1 lakh, but 50% we have to take. It means what, only 50,000 we have to take. And this cash bank balance we have to take as a 20,000 because other information is not given, market values is not given. Okay, so now see the calculation of the net assets available to equity shareholders. The fixed assets we know that 4,30,000, investment 30,000, stock 80,000, sundry debtors is a 50,000, cash at bank it's a 20,000. The total is what? 6,10,000. From that we have to minus less outside liabilities and preference shares capital. Okay, long term loan it's 90,000, sundry creditors is 30,000, next preference shares capital is rupees 1 lakh, and the preference shares dividend. Okay, so this 60,000, the total is what? Rupees 2,80,000 you have to minus from this 6,10,000. The remaining amount is what? 3,30,000. Okay, so now this notional call for the 4 years is there. Okay, so add notional call on equity shares 30 into 4, it's a 1,20,000. How it's it means what? Just see here in the note number related to the share capital, there are two equity shares. Okay, so 20,000 equity shares and the 30,000 equity shares. Okay, 20,000 equity share is a fully paid. Okay, rupees 10 it's a fully paid, but this 30,000 it's only 6 rupees is paid out of this 10 rupees. Each share price is rupees 10, but shareholders paid only the what? 6 rupees. Okay, 4 is remaining. So this 30,000 this rupees 30 into 4 it's 1,20,000. The net assets available to equity shareholders is what? 4,50,000. Okay, so this is the net shareholders. Okay, so now see, just we have to calculate the intrinsic value per shares. Okay, net assets available divided by number of shares. Okay, so it means 4,50,000, the net assets divided by 50,000. How it's a 50,000? Now see in this share capital, 20,000 equity shares plus 30,000 equity shares. The total is what's the 50,000 equity shares. Okay, so 4,50,000 divided by 50,000 is equal to rupees 9. Okay, so this 9 for the whole the shares. Okay, 50,000 shares, but out of this 20,000 it's a fully paid. It means what's 20,000 equity shares is rupees 9, and this 30,000 is only paid only 6. Okay, so from the, that's why we have to minus this 4 from the 9, remaining is what's 5. Okay, so like this you have to calculate the intrinsic value of per shares. Okay, just try to understand. Thank you.